Dela writes, my MVVs, welcome. They say with what is going on in the palace of the Oni of Ife, with Oni of Ife struggling, against time to ensure that the final full moon ritual is conducted and Queen Naomi freed forever. That is, as in their relationship is free to thrive forever. That people have been going from all walks of life, seeing Queen Naomi, going to visit Queen Naomi, to support Queen Naomi, to be there for her. And one of such women who have recently gone to see Queen Naomi is Reverend Esther Ajayi. Reverend Esther Ajayi has been the godmother to the Oni of Ife for a very long time. And hence you see the wives always, with Reverend Esther Ajayi, Oni of Ife always with Reverend Esther Ajayi and all of that. The woman is a woman of God who is known for speaking her mind, but not being biased and not, putting herself in a situation where she is perceived as one who is against other Oloris. This woman, Reverend Esther Ajayi, has been very good to Queen Naomi. Remember 2 years ago where she had a prophecy that a day would come where they will be reinstated. But as much as, things were happening, I think a year ago, she said it wasn't time. That was what she said about a year ago, that it was not time. That Naomi will fight and fight, but it was her last fight that she was fighting. As at the time when Reverend Esther Ajayi spoke, that was what she spoke. So right now, with everything that is going on, Reverend went to go and meet Queen Naomi at the royal mansion, and Kabiyesi was there. And they said when she got there, Queen Naomi held her, and Naomi was crying. That Naomi was crying in so much regret that she wishes she never had to put Kabiyesi through what Kabiyesi is going through. Now, why is she feeling so bad? She's feeling so bad because she knows that Kabiyesi has been through so much. Trying to get this, even trying to get to this point where it's remaining just one full moon ritual that would be happening in the next 14 or 15 days. Kabiyesi has gone through so much. Naomi too has gone through so much. But she was crying that she wishes she never made that one last decision that brought them to where they are right now. They say, Reverend, it was even Kabiyesi who came and held her and told her not to worry, that everything is going to be okay, that it was not her fault. We are all aware of the drama that Naomi went through. Naomi was in a place where she could not even control herself. The day that Naomi went to go and leave that message on Instagram. Now, I think the biggest complication that has happened in this marriage is that Instagram, because that is where the elders were holding their hands on, saying that Naomi embarrassed them and, spat on their faces. And so, they took this thing so serious that it became an issue of traditional reconciliation. But however, they said anything that has to do with the Oni of Ife is always like that. That Oni of Ife is the only living deity, that you cannot come in and walk out and just come in again. That coming in is usually very difficult. That this will not be the first time this is happening in Ile-Ife, that it has happened over and over and over again. Now, I'm going to give you an example of a case like this that happened in the past, okay? They said in the past, in the 18th century or so, there was a woman, okay? She was once the jewel of the kingdom. Her name was Olori Moradun, a woman of light skin and deep eyes that looked like they carried the secrets of the gods. She was the youngest wife of the Olowo of Ilare, a powerful king from the Oyo lineage. Her marriage was not just a union, it was prophecy. She was chosen by the Ifa, married by destiny and crowned before the ancestors. But one night, the drum stopped. There was no warning, no announcement. She just silence. What's her name again? Moradun left the palace. Some said she walked with barefoot into the night. Others claimed she rode in a chariot sent by her own family. But what was clear was that she left her crown, she left her husband, and she broke the ancestral path. What followed was suffering the world could not say. The gods were angry, the elders were ashamed, the palace was quiet, and the land of Ilare, once fertile and blessed, began to experience strange things. Rain refused to fall on certain days. Twins cried in their dreams. A child in the village even screamed that they saw this Moradun crown buried in fire. Meanwhile, Moradun was suffering in silence. She lived with her mother in a small hut far from the town. Her beauty faded, her voice trembled when she spoke, and every full moon she would wake. She would wake screaming, okay, dreaming of her husband and hearing the voices of the ancestors calling her, the one who abandoned the stool. But Moradun did not return immediately. Pride held her captive, fear tied her feet until the day her womb was attacked. She bled for 7 days. The doctors found nothing. The herbalists shook their head. It was the old woman of the river, Iya Elemi, who revealed the truth. You left without without untying the knot, okay? You left without untying the knot. You left without returning the royal cowries. You left without permission from the ancestors. You must go back, not for the king, but for your soul. That was what happened. That was when the journey began. She was stripped of her royal beads and made to walk 7 hills in white clothes barefoot. She fasted with bitter kola and spoke to no one for 3 days. Then she was taken to the Igbo Olodumare, the forest of no lies. There she laid on this sacred soil and called out the name of the king. She cried, she begged, she poured water into the earth and begged it to carry her pain to the gods. The diviners brought out the Ayomo calabash, the bowl of destiny, and placed her picture inside it. If the calabash floated, she would be accepted. If it sank, her return was forbidden. The calabash floated, but she did not enter. The king ancestors had to be appeased. The chief had to sit in council, and the queen mother had to bath her with Omi Oni Igbo water drawn from the forest hidden spring. It took 2 market weeks before the Olowu finally spoke. He said, "Let her return not as my wife, but as the woman chosen by the God. Let her crown be placed not on her head, but in her heart, for she has paid the price." Now, the thing is that this whole thing that Nami is going through, but as God will help her, it's only of Ife that is doing her own for her. In the past, it has happened. It was cumbersome for the women who left the way Naomi left. And that was why they targeted what happened for Olori Naomi. So that Naomi will go and be disgraced and never be allowed back into the palace of the Oni of Ife. I'm going to bring you more update. Do not forget that these are all alleged, rumored, unverified information making the rounds on social media. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you.